Hey, friends. Oh, my goodness. It's so nice to see you all here, with lovely people. Apparently, we're taking pictures now. Action pose. How's it going? Are we having fun at Build? Fantastic. We are the lesser Scots. We all got to spend some time with Great Scott. Scott Hunter does try to kind of evoke his inner Great Scott with his red shirt. It's his power pose. It's your totem.
It's my way of getting promoted, right?
Stand in your power, Scott Hunter. We appreciate you. Maybe you'll get promoted. One of the great things that we like about working on .NET and why I've been working on .NET for so long is this idea that it is your platform for building anything. Many, many years ago when I started, .NET was WinForms. I dragged a button and I said, wow, this is awesome. I moved there, in fact, from Visual Basic, and I've been there ever since. But now you can write .NET applications for the web, for the cloud, any mobile device, gaming devices, switches, IoT, AI. We're going to show you a bunch of great things to just make the point that .NET is .NET everywhere. And not just everywhere on devices, but everywhere in companies, a surprising number of companies.
Yeah, a bunch of great companies here. People always ask, who's running .NET? We have some great examples here. Setpoint is a company that's running .NET Core 3 with WPF. So they built a desktop application using WPF. It's taking advantage of all the Windows 10 APIs we make available for .NET Core WPF applications. I've got another company, UPS. If anybody's ever used the UPS mobile app on iOS or Android, that's actually a Xamarin application. So that's using the Xamarin tech where they can build the app one time and have it work on all the different devices. We've got Siemens, and they're using, this is an exciting one for me, they're using .NET Core on Linux in Kubernetes. And that's just showing you this is the breadth of .NET. You know, a desktop application, a mobile application. Now we've got a service running in Kubernetes on Linux. And then finally, we got this company called Evolution, and they are using ML.NET. They roast these things, and they actually use ML.NET to predict to them when they can go take them out of the roaster.
Seriously.
Hazelnuts.
They are roasting hazelnuts with .NET.
Yes.
If you thought .NET, if your boss is like, I don't know if .NET can do that, you can say, well, actually, there's a hazelnut situation. You can tell them that. We can do anything.
So super crazy. So people always ask us as well, is .NET, .NET's kind of old. It's 18 years old now, I think. And is .NET continuing to grow? So last year, we added 1 million more .NET developers that we see in Visual Studio every month. Even cooler is, we actually shipped .NET Core around March of 2016, the first time we actually had tooling for it. So we're about 3 years in, and we already have over 1 million developers on .NET Core, which is a pretty fast take-up from going from 0 to 1 million that fast. So we're super excited about that. We have a lot of stuff today, and Scott and I are going to try to get through it without going too fast. But we're going to show .NET in the notion of big data. We're going to talk about machine learning, mobile development, Windows Desktop, C#8, microservices, and we're going to talk about, well, what's after .NET 4.8 and .NET Core 3? What's the future? Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk about that a little bit.
We have an inordinate number of demos. We know that you don't want slides, you want demos. We're actually spilling off of the desk here with demos. That's how much stuff that we've got. So cross your fingers that everything works well. I know that the switcher, I'm not allowed to touch it, so that's good. So we'll just do everything without touching the switcher.
So let's talk about Apache Spark real quick. So one of the areas that .NET has not been, you don't talk about .NET a lot in is big data. And for people that don't know what big data is when you have like 50 terabytes or 100 terabytes or 150 terabytes of data. How do you query that kind of data? An example of that data might be the web logs from our website, which we have for years and years and years of that. How do you analyze and pull stuff out of that? So Apache Spark is an open source project that a lot of companies use to basically stream live data into this thing and query it. And up to date, it's only been available for Scala, Java, Python, and R customers. If you're a .NET customer, they say, go learn Python. And so, until now. So last week at a Spark conference, we actually introduced .NET for Spark. So we're enabling .NET customers to use Apache Spark for the first time.
Did you click the...
If the clicker will click. I'm too far away from the clicker. And so what this will let you do is you can actually query Spark with SQL, You can query Spark with these data frames, which are where you kind of set the schema up yourself. As I said, you can use it for streaming if you want to stream data into this thing and do stuff. You can use machine learning. ML.NET's a big thing, and if you have lots of data, that's the best way to actually train a model. And then the cool thing about it is it's highly scalable, so for lots of speed and stuff like that. So let's jump in. And before we jump in, we'll show one more slide, which is as we actually added the support for Apache Spark for .NET, one of the things we wanted to make sure of that we were, first off, Apache Spark's written in Java or Scala. It's kind of the same thing. We wanted to make sure that we were at least not the slowest implementation of Spark. And so you're going to see here that we are close to Scala, which is amazing because it's written in Scala and it has to call out to us. But we're faster than Python, which we're very happy about. And we're still working on more perf. So it'll get faster as we move forward.
So lower is better.
Lower is better.
Cool.
And so let's switch over and do a demo.
Yeah, and let me go ahead and hit the button 2 there. I'm not going to touch that. The thing that's exciting about this is that I keep saying .NET everywhere, and the idea that, yes, there are polyglots, yes, it's good to know multiple language, but when you know a system, when you know .NET, when you know C# rock solid, and then they say, I want to solve this problem, I want to do an IoT thing, I want to do an Android device, I want to do big data and Spark, and then you say, okay, now you have to learn language foo. Like, oh, yeah, I got to learn language foo now. I like the idea that you're a C# developer, you're a .NET developer, you're an F# developer, and you've been one for many, many years, and you've invested in this platform, and then suddenly that platform just got bigger, and it got bigger. It's all about inclusion, and suddenly I got to learn about how to do Spark. So we thought to ourselves, what could we do that would be huge? Like, what's a demo that we could actually make that was significant? We thought about a real demo we could make. I was like, well, I could query log files, that's kind of fun. But nah, that's kind of fake also, like log, who likes log files?
We actually thought about doing all the tweets on .NET on Twitter.
All the tweets on .NET on Twitter.
But that wasn't big enough either.
Not everybody's on
it wasn't
Twitter.
big enough.
I want big. I want gigabytes. So there's this thing called the GH-torrent project that took all of GitHub, all the metadata of GitHub, and makes it available as a torrent. Because you're like, you know, what are you going to do on Saturday? I'm going to download GitHub. Oh, really? Which project? Oh, all of it. I'm just going to go ahead and all of it. And then what are you going to do? Oh, I'm going to query it because I have questions, right? There are questions. So it actually monitors the GitHub event timeline, and then for all of the events, it stores exhaustively all the data into a database. Now, if you go and click on downloads, there you go. That is 100 gigabytes compressed as a MySQL database. That uncompresses into 350 gigabytes of data. We tried to download it on his machine, but he didn't have any space because he had too many movies. And I needed to find somewhere that I can not only do that with 350 gigs free, but also to chew on it and do interesting things with it, okay? Are you going to take over here? He's my boss, you know, he does things like that. Go ahead and do that. Keep me going.
I'll keep you going.
Keep me honest. So what we did, do you have Zoom it on here?
Yeah,
there you go. So this is the Azure Storage Explorer. So we dump all that stuff in a disk that had enough space. Azure had enough space. It's an infinite disk in the cloud. And what we got here is not just one, but 28 CSV files of size. We refer to them as CSVs of size. The large ones there, 121 gigs, 100 gigs, 24 gigs. I love that it's like a size that we could not get our brain around, and it's in a CSV. Because it makes you feel like, I'm going to open this in Notepad like a boss. Right? And then it crashes an entire data center.
It would be fun just to see how long it would take a .NET program to actually load and parse through 121 gigabytes.
Yeah, so this
CSV
is the thing.
file.
So I was talking to Rich Lander, and he was like, yeah, there's 120 gigs there. And I was like, oh, come on, I'm just going to write a for loop. And he's like, you'll be waiting until the sun death of the solar system for that for loop to finish, right? So when we say big data, we're talking about big data, right? Now, what's interesting about this is that you might joke about CSV files, but this is a way to think about big data. This is how it works, in fact. It's easy to ingress. You suck all of this data in, and you might be saying, well, we'll just stick it in SQL Server. And then you will be waiting, because there are things that SQL Server is good at, and sucking in 300 gigs of data like that and querying it, maybe not the optimal solution here.
And even if you suck it in, you have to go figure out, based on the query you run, how to index it the right way and all those things.
That's a great point. If I want to ask a question of this with SQL Server, I would suck it in and I would think about the queries and then index it and build indexes that were shaped like the queries I want. But with something like Spark, you deal with big data in a different way. You think about each of these in kind of a data lake philosophy. These are each tables, and then there's in fact a schema that you can look at here. So for example, the commits CSV sits right there, and then I can actually zoom out and give you a sense of the schema. Imagine a entity relationship diagram, a schema, where each of those squares is a CSV.
Yeah.
Okay? So they do relate to each other, but they are related to each other in various and sundry 100 gigabyte CSVs, like you do. All right? So what we want to do is we want to suck all that information in to Apache Spark. So we've got an Apache Spark instance here in Azure Databricks called GitHub Loves.NET for Apache Spark. And I'll go ahead and just start the run now, right?
Yeah.
And then we can talk about how do we set, remind me where we set how many computers I have here. I'm going to start that run, but I want to know how big is this thing, because it's not just someone else's laptop.
Where did it go?
Where did it go? Was it over here in home? I forgot how big this workspace was. I wrote this down because I set up the cluster and I forgot how big it was. Darn it, Scott.
I actually know how big it is. While I was trying to find it, we're running this on 30 machines.
There it is. There we go.
8 cores each.
It only has 1.8 terabytes of RAM. Is that enough?
1.8 terabytes of RAM. It's got 30 machines with 8 cores each, so it's 240 cores.
240 cores.
1.8 terabytes of RAM. And as I was saying before, reading that one CSV file would probably take you hours, probably in a .NET application. And we'll process this entire file in about 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. You want to show what you're processing?
So we are processing a couple of things. Let's go actually over to the Visual Studio, right?
Yeah.
So take a look at this. I thought this was really interesting. The first thing I noticed was this .NET application that I'm writing to go and chew this data up, but I see these jar files in there because Spark thinks about things in terms of Scala and Java.
The truth is, he's looking at me going, Scott, why do we have Java files in the project?
That's not a good thing, right? He's like, well, I don't know if this is working. Well, your problem's right there. You put jar files in my .NET. You got your peanut butter in my chocolate. What are we doing? Well, but the new way of .NET is for everyone to be involved. So what we've done here is we've got a bridge between Java and .NET, and we're actually making highly performant applications here that work in the context of Apache Spark.
Right. Those jar files actually get uploaded into Databricks. It runs the jar file, and that jar file actually knows how to boot up .NET Core and then run the process through .NET Core and put the results back into Spark.
So I'm going to go ahead and create a Spark session. We're going to build this Spark session. This is just a nice little Fluent interface. And you can see I've got my config to go and talk to that file system that's going to be talking on Spark. And you see my storage key there is in a constant, so it's secure. I've got emoji inside of Visual Studio, which is very important, right? And I'm going to go and create that Spark session, and then I'm going to initialize what are called data frames. And this is a really important philosophy here. We're saying data frame, we're making 3 of them. We're making commits, watchers, and projects. And this is called schema on read. So remember before I said, yeah, you could put it in SQL Server and figure out your indexes. What I'm doing is I'm thinking about the query that I want, and I'm making the schema and describing the schema on the moment of read, and I bring that in. But at the same time, I don't want to bring over too much data, right? I don't want to be writing a for loop and filtering stuff. So you see what Hunter's just highlighted there is this filter. That's a server-side filter. We're not going to bring 100 gigabytes over into something and then think about it and filter out C#. We're going to have that happen at Spark to bring in just the projects that I care about. So what we want to do is find out what are the top C# projects by stars. So I can do this 2 different ways. I can use this Fluent interface, this kind of linky way of doing things, which is familiar to people who are doing things in C#. And I can say projects. I'm going to go and join to the watchers data frame, the watchers table. I'm going to then say, well, this repository here is this ID here. Group them all up, and then under the ag, or aggregate, it's actually ag. If you're a JRPG person, you might be, it thinks it's being aggressive. It's not. It's ag. We're not increasing the aggression of this query. And I'm going to say, go and aggregate those, count them all up, and then we'll call that stars. We're going to alias that by stars, and then we'll order that. So then I say stars.show, and I've gone and joined those things together, sorted by number of stars. Or I could do it in Spark SQL. I can actually say, well, I'm more of a tunneling a SQL query in a string person, so I'll just write spark.sql and write the query just like that. So I have two choices. In this case, we're actually doing it twice, which is cool. And then the real question is this. Hunter wants to find out, of the popular C# projects that are in GitHub, who's working on the weekends and who's working on the weekdays? Because we want to have work-life balance, right? So this is a really interesting one. So he goes and makes a var p, which is kind of like an alias for a temporary data frame here. And he goes and he says, let's select these out. It's a projection, effectively. Let's look at the name, the language, the stars, and we'll go and join that with commits. And we're going to say, when are these commits happening? Look at this projection, put them together, and then we're going to select the day of the week. We'll alias, we'll call that commit day. Group them all up, aggregate that, and then sort by project name and the day that the commit happens. And then select out of that when this thing happens. It's a very familiar format and a very familiar way to do things. And then he says patterns.show, and we're querying 300 gigabytes of data. Now, I want to make sure you understand this. We didn't set this up ahead of time. When I hit run now, I'm not joking. We ran that for real right there. Take about, what, 30, 45 seconds?
45 seconds.
45 seconds, because we got to do demos for real. This is 45 seconds on 300 gigs. We can go and see what happened and answer this question. Cool? So I'll click logs. Now, there's two ways to do this, a couple ways to do that. I can click logs, and I can dig around in here, and that's not really super fun. And I can go back over here and say, where's my logs? I want to see the logs, the yucky ones. Not that one. Where's that log interface that you showed me earlier?
It's under data.
Data. I'm going to look at it this way. I'm going to take this, instead of looking at text files, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to sort by stars. There we go. So here's a project called Shadow Socks that has 37,000 stars. And actually Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, right? PowerShell, one called Wave Function Collapse. That's cool, but it's still textual. I want to put that into something interesting. Now, I'm not a business analyst / data scientist, but I do like my charts. So we'll put that into this beautiful chart, which is horrible if you are Kermit green, purple, colorblind. This is really an ugly chart.
Which is me.
Are you purple? Are you Kermit green, colorblind? So this is just a big old gray square for you, but trust me, it looks amazing. The Kermit green, the neon green, is Sunday, and at the very top of the week, the Saturday is that purple up there. So I'm looking here, and I'm seeing, if you look at that, we've projected a line chart there. Core Hub is real popular on the weekends. Shadow Socks is working on the weekends. Interesting. PowerShell, CoreFX, Roslyn, Courseular, those are all Microsoft projects. Microsoft people don't like to work weekends. Open source people do, and that makes sense. That makes sense because we're paid to work on this open source, and the great people that work on things like Code Hub and Shadow Socks are volunteers, so they're doing their work on the weekend. I hope that they are taking care of themselves, they're thinking about self-care, and they're not working too hard. We appreciate the work that they're doing, but it's this kind of insight, this kind of question that you'd want to ask, and it would take you forever to ask. And now, if you count the 45 seconds the query took and the work time to do the code, you can answer that question in about an hour.
We were sitting in a room last week just asking ourselves, what questions can we ask ourselves? How many C# projects are there in GitHub?
Yep.
How many committers on C# projects are there in GitHub? Who are the top committers? You can find all this stuff out very quickly using this tech.
So even more, as a data scientist, you may be using Jupyter, and you usually load up an Azure Jupyter notebook, and you think about things in the context of Python or R. This is actually a .NET driver for Apache Spark that's allowing me to explore this data writing in the language that makes me happy. So you can see right there in line 1, we bring in the Spark SQL functions, and we go to town and have all kinds of great fun. So I'm pretty excited that I did not know a lot about Apache Spark before, but in about a week, I was able to get up to speed and do some pretty cool stuff. So let's give a big hand for .NET on Apache Spark. Now, machine learning, right? What can we do for good with machine learning? Machine learning is now out. We are announcing machinelearning.net, ML.NET 1.0, open source cross-platform machine learning framework for .NET developers. And this really great thing that lets you do custom machine learning with a tool called AutoML. This is a model builder that brings machine learning to the people. That doesn't mean you can put comma PhD, comma data scientist at the end of your name. I've already tried that and LinkedIn blocked me. But you can at least think that you're awesome. And neither of us know much about machine learning, but we've been playing with machinelearning.net for a number of months now because it's actually been used internally at Microsoft for many years. This is not a new thing. It's actually being used on Office, on Windows, on Azure already. What we did is we tried to open source it and make it happen.
Yeah, so actually, it's kind of a funny joke. I showed or introduced the ML.NET first preview at Build last year, and I remember my team's like, Scott, you need to show this code. And I read the code, and I said, I don't know what that even means. So I'm like, nope, no code's going to be shown. We're not going to do that.
You wanted it to be idiomatic.NET. It needs to look and feel and smell like .NET.
If it requires me, one of the people on my team went back to college for 2 months to learn about ML so they could work on the product.
Seriously?
Yes, that was Cesar.
Wow.
So we thought we need to find a way to solve this for you. So first off, there's a couple things you can do in ML.NET, as Scott was saying. Sentiment analysis, product recommendations, image classification, spam detection, all these things. If you go to our URL, we actually have samples for each of these things. Because as I said, I don't know how to write this stuff.
So these are the common things one would want to do with machine learning. These are like your getting starteds with machine learning.
These are all the getting starteds, and we built tutorials for all of these. So each one of these, there's a sample you can download. The Hazelnut company I mentioned before started with one of these samples and then turned it into their prediction thing.
I like that you have broccoli versus pizza buried down there under image classification. I'm going to be doing a very important image classification demo after this talk, in my talk, that you should make sure you check out.
But we want to announce the ML.NET Model Builder Preview. And this is what I wanted to show last year. We just weren't ready to show it, which is a simple tool for any developer to go and build some machine learning.
When I think of machine learning, though, I imagine that you're trying to make me buy Azure time, and this is going to run in the cloud forever, and I'm going to wake up with a credit card bill.
This will all run locally or in the clouds, up to you.
So I can run this on my laptop?
Yeah, we're going to run it on the laptop.
You'll run it on the laptop.
Now, that said, if you have a lot of data, the model we're going to show is a model we train for, we're going to train it for 20 seconds. In real production, you probably want to train that for a couple of days.
Okay.
And that's where the cloud can kind of help you out. You can just send the whole job to the cloud. It grinds for a couple of days. The model comes back down, and you're good.
Cool.
So let's jump back to my machine.
All right. I'm going to push the thing.
So what we have here is we have a simple app. And notice it's got a prediction method in it that says...
Did you just literally hard code 50%?
I hard coded 50%.
Nice. He's like, That's the programmatic equivalent of,
I'm kind of an
it can
ML
happen,
person.
it might not happen. What are you going to do?
And so imagine a site where you actually write a review. There's sites like that. Stores.
What is wrong with the little red guy? He's very sad.
And of course, nothing happens
And
here.
it returns 50%, yeah.
So I want to add some machine learning to this. So with our model builder, I can just come over here and click Add, and there's machine learning over here. And I'll click that. And now I'll get to pick some of those same scenarios you just saw on that slide before on our website. We're going to click sentiment analysis because we want to make that thing happy or sad. I can choose if my data is from a file or a SQL server. I'm going to use the file. And I've got some data we actually got from Amazon, comically enough, that is some of the reviews from Amazon. And you're going to see here, it's going to show me some of the text they wrote and whether it's happy or sad.
Honestly, it didn't taste that fresh.
Crust is not good.
I just want my damn pho.
Okay. So instead of having to go figure out what algorithm I want, I can come over here and just say, let's run for 20 seconds, and we'll click Start Training.
And this is happening locally, to be clear.
This is all happening locally on my machine.
Now, I'm noticing at the bottom there, it says last algorithm. It's trying different stuff to see what works.
So, you know, and I don't know what these algorithms even do. So the best way to solve this is to actually have the app try them all.
We better figure out what they mean because I put it on my resume already.
Everybody now, go to your LinkedIn and
all
grab
the
these
machine
terms.
learning. Put ML.NET as a thing now on your resume.
And so
if you could give me a recommendation or whatever, like tell on LinkedIn, say, Hanselman's really good at that.
This is going to run for about 20 seconds. There you go.
Cool.
And then I can go to...
okay, so hang on. Best model accuracy, 86%. Okay, so could that get better if you ran it longer?
It could.
That is the whole point of running it longer.
Yes.
To get it into the high 90s.
I ran it for a small amount of time, and it made a model. And that's great.
Cool.
So now I want to go to code, and I want to say add that to my project. So we'll go and take the model we generated, stick it right here, model.zip, and we give you some C# files. And the idea is you can just add these to your existing application and get running. It even wrote you some code here that you can kind of paste in
Nice.
to your app. So let's go back to the app, well, we're in the app, and I'm going to hack this in real quick. So let's take this.
Well, certainly it'll be better than 50%. I mean, come on.
And this is because of that bug in VS.
I'm going to watch you type really slow, and then I'm
just
judging,
gonna paste
you.
I'm just going to paste that code in. I typed super slow there.
That was very slow.
I do have to add the imports for this to work.
So Microsoft.machine learning, and then the model that the zip file that you brought in.
Yeah, the models we just generated.
All right, cool. And the zip file is a zip file with the model inside. The model is a function. It's a black box. It's a machine learning thing. It's a binary deal, and you pass them around as zip files.
Right.
Cool.
And we need to do one more thing. Let's go to our dependencies, and we'll add a reference. And we'll tick in.
Okay, so your web app is now referencing the model. You could have probably put it into the web app, but it's nice to have it separate.
The tool, in the long run, will actually add that reference for you automatically. It's just not there yet. So all the squiggles go away.
Right.
We'll run this again.
Because you can go and once you have this thing, you could plug it into a web API. You can plug it into a web app or whatever makes you happy. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Is
sweet.
that good? Actually, the more exclamation marks, it gets happier.
Let me try. Hang on.
He's going to try something random here. He's going to mess it up.
Pineapple on pizza. There you go. That's the way it's supposed to be, people.
But you saw that I just took a data...
Went down a little bit there.
I took a data file and very quickly was able to basically make a machine learning model out of that, incorporate it in my application, and get it hooked up. And we want to make it that simple for developers to actually add these types of things we had on that screen earlier to your applications. And the ML.NET Model Builder will do that for you.
Now, what's cool about that is I've integrated it in, and this is important. I've integrated it in. I've done that prototype. You ran it for 20 seconds, or you run it for hours or days or whatever. Or if you get or have a scientist on your team, they could go and improve it. You've got the framework. They can just hand you the updated model. You version that model like you version any piece of software.
Yeah, we also didn't use a huge amount of data. That person could actually go do against all the data your company's stored, for history.
And this is a nice model for how you can go and integrate that in. Sentiment analysis is just one example.
Let's go back to slides.
All right, let's switch back to our slides.
And I'll let you drive for a second.
Okay. That was that demo. So then I was thinking to myself, what could we do with Xamarin, right? Like, I want to see how this code could run elsewhere, right? We all are happy with Xamarin. We enjoy Xamarin. It's an open source platform that lets you go and do .NET development, and you get to put it on iOS, on Android, on Mac, on your watch, writing C# on your watch, and tvOS with .NET. And we talked a little bit about this last year, the idea of the importance of the .NET standard and the fact that the .NET standard sits underneath all of the applications that you might write. The .NET standard has enabled people who are writing their Xamarin applications to share more code than ever. So if you've got something like we just made and you put that in a standard DLL, you can then reuse that on Android, you can reuse that on iOS. And then when you include things like Xamarin Forms, you can get your code reuse up into the high 90%. But here's the deal. I'll be honest with you. There have been a couple of machines of mine where I honestly haven't installed Xamarin. And the reason is that I found it to be too big. It's too big. It was stressing me out. It was Visual Studio 2017. It was about 23 gigs of stuff that you needed to go and install. And it was frustrating. And I got in a little trouble because he was like, you need to install Xamarin. I was like, who has the time? 2019, it's down to 7 gigs. That is to be able to develop all this great stuff. They've cut that down by 66%. It's a huge, huge reduction. But they didn't just do that to make it smaller. They brought in all the tooling and the SDKs and everything. But they also made it faster. Check this out. This is a live side-by-side, 2017 on the left, 2019 on the right, solution creation and build. The one on the right, about 30 seconds. The one on the left, about a minute. They basically brought solution creation and time down by half, 2x faster. Pretty fantastic stuff. So you've got a third of the size and double the speed. Big, big stuff happening on 2019.
Next slide.
Next slide. So I said to Hunter, could you do machine learning on phone?
So here we have a Xamarin application running on the Android emulator on VS 2019. And it's looks very similar to what we saw before. If I type awesome.
Ooh, heart eyes.
If I type bad, not so good. And so we basically took machine learning to iOS and Android
But
with
hang on.
Xamarin.
This is clearly a lie. Bring that back up. You're just sending it off to some web service, right? It's talking on the, oh, it's an airplane mode. All right, fine. So it is happening locally. You're literally calling machine learning, doing machine learning in airplane mode. It's not a fake demo where he calls a web service that does some work. Literally, the ML.NET model is happening, and there's the model right there as a resource on the phone itself. So bringing machine learning to the people on a tiny device.
This particular app is actually not using ML.NET. It's actually using the native machine learning libraries for the platforms we're running on. So
cool.
So we are running on, let's go up to the Android app.
This is Android, right?
No, that was
That's
iOS.
Okay.
Let's go up to Android. If I go up to Android and look into references, you are going to find TensorFlow.
What? TensorFlow on a phone.
There's a TensorFlow on a phone. If I looked at the code for the Apple app,
Okay.
there's Core ML. That's the
Seriously.
And so the reason
That's
you want to
the
use
actual machine learning for
Yes.
like Apple gives you.
And so the reason you want to use those libraries is because they're actually optimized for the GPU, the CPUs on the devices. So the newer Android devices have CPUs and machine learning built into them.
Okay.
The Apple ones do as well. And we're going to let you translate your ML.NET models into these so you can actually run them on these things.
Swaggy.
And of course, because it's Xamarin, I've got main page, which is the same main page for both the devices.
Right. Shared UI.
Shared
between both.
UI. And you can see the happiness thing here, what's happening, the same stuff you see in the UI here.
I hope to see a resurgence of emoji in source code coming up soon. It's a very important time.
But, you know,
Yes, it's very important.
very awesome. Xamarin. So let's go next.
Okay, cool. Click. Okay, .NET Core 3.0. We are announcing Preview 5 of .NET Core 3.0 with all kinds of goodness.
Just shipped this morning. So big things on .NET Core. 3.0 is we're trying to bring desktop. So we're bringing WinForms WPF open sourced to .NET Core. We've got our fast, flexible side-by-side deployment, which we'll do a demo of. Full stack development with C# and Razor. We have a demo we'll show of that as well. We're always making .NET faster, and so there's a bunch of performance improvements. And we have C# 8, which brings a bunch of new language features. So this is an exciting one. As we started open sourcing WinForms and WPF, we were curious if we were going to get the same number of issues filed and PRs filed that we got on Core Effects when we first opened .NET Core up. And we've actually got the same level of contributions from the community. So a lot of folks ask us, is WinForms just going to stay the same, or is it going to grow and change?
There has been a huge amount of enthusiasm around open source on WinForms and WPF. We've got over 100 squashed commits. We say squashed commits because we don't want to give you an idea of the larger commits. There's been 168 forks by the community and a huge number of pull requests, over 300, almost 350 pull requests.
Which I think for a couple months is not bad, and those are big, complicated stacks.
Yes, some of the pull requests have been extraordinarily impressive, and some pretty amazing things have been fixed. In fact, we've got Hugh in the front row here. Hi, Hugh, who is one of our top contributors. I think you are actually our top contributor. You have a lot of time. Now, I wouldn't go and do this anywhere else, but I've got a machine learning model that shows how much time Hugh has been spending not watching Netflix, instead working on WinForms, but I don't want to embarrass you. But we appreciate all the hard work that you've been putting into WinForms and making it better.
Please, everybody give Hugh a hand. #1 contributor.
It makes me happy that there are more people outside Microsoft working on .NET than inside. We're having a great time making it better. These are really improving the platform for everybody.
Me too.
Yeah.
So our big themes in .NET Core 3 are obviously desktop, full stack web development with Blazor, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data. We've already showed you those. The desktop, if we talk about the desktop, we're bringing WinForms and WPF to the Windows platform. They're open source. We also want to announce that we've actually added UWP to the roadmap as well. So we'll bring UWP to .NET Core 3. So it will get .NET Standard 2.1 and all the C# 8 features. And of course, all these desktop apps have the benefit of being able to talk to all the Windows 10 APIs. Why would you move your Windows desktop app to .NET Core? Well, because .NET Core is awesome, and because our side-by-side features in .NET Core mean I no longer have to go and put .NET on a machine to put a WinForm app on the machine. As a developer, you can build a desktop application or convert one of your existing desktop applications to .NET Core, and then put it on the box. You don't have to install .NET Core on the machine at all. No longer will a Windows patch break your application. If you want to make a self-contained exe, this is a really cool feature we talked about last year. That is an exe that contains core and your application.
Do you mind if I wax philosophic about that a little bit?
Talk about that.
There was a time when my non-technical parent called and said they wanted to install .NET. And I swelled with pride, and a single tear, fell down my face, and I said to myself, Self, why does non-technical parent want to install .NET? Is this the time where they really understand my job and they appreciate the work that I'm doing and they want to install .NET to see what's going on? And they said, no, this thing called paint.NET wants me to install it. I really need to paint stuff. So I got to install .NET, and it's like 2 gigs, and I got to reboot. And I was like, if you could just do it in .NET Core 3. What they really wanted was to install a great app, have a great experience, and they didn't want to think about the runtime, run Windows Update, keep things up to date. We have customers that feel the same way as well. If you have a great application in .NET 4 and you want it to work, and then someone comes in with the new version of .NET, and they're like, can you update the server and reboot the server? What if you could have side-by-side? So we have that. We have side-by-side development with .NET Core. Could we have that on the desktop? Could I have a self-contained folder with everything that I need and have my paint.NET or my greenshot or whatever my application, my .NET Core application is? Wouldn't it be cooler if we could have it all in myapp.exe, one exe in a folder, put it on a USB key, and run it on a machine that doesn't have .NET on it? That's what non-technical parent wants, and then go into the store and say, give me that app, and it just works. And if anything else happens on the machine, it doesn't destabilize your application. That's the beauty, the excitement that I've got around the deployment flexibility of the stuff that we're doing in .NET 3 and beyond. I just wanted to share that little personal story. Please continue.
Thank you, Scott. So we want to show some of the progress we've made in Visual Studio since the last time we were on stage. And
I'm
so
going to switch over to
not switch yet.
No, don't switch. Oh,
One
God.
second.
I meant to do that. I'm not switching yet. I can wax about other things if you want me to go off and in a world.
So in December, we actually shipped the first preview of 3.0 that actually contained WinForms and WPF support. You could go to the command line and do .NET new WinForms, .NET new WPF.
Do I push the button yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
And that's great.
They can't see that, by the way.
I know.
Okay, just checking.
So now you can switch me over.
Now I can switch over. Okay.
And so what I've got here now is you're going to notice that if you download the updates to Visual Studio that was released today,
right,
and go to File New Project, I can type in WinForms over here.
Cool.
Ooh. And there's .NET Core here. So it's actually in the box.
Okay.
WPF.
In the box.
And there'll be some core in the box. So the templates are actually in the product now.
Cool.
If you install today's build, the WPF designer is there.
Cool.
So you can actually get the WPF designer to work. I've got a preview build of the WinForm designer. And so for the first time ever, I can click on a form. Core designer comes up.
Yay!
We can F4. This isn't rocket science, I know, but people have to realize this is actually hard. But
here's the thing, though. Like, you can tease people about WinForms, but the fact is, it gets the job done. And it's one of the many Windows platforms and the many Windows UI stacks that really makes great applications. And we have customers that have huge, complicated, and interesting business solutions in WinForms, and they want to feel like they can move forward. They want high DPI support. They want multi-monitor support. They want a lot of the great features that we've got in C#. They even want C# 8.
Yes. Well, this demo is showing the designer, which you're all going, it's just a designer. I've seen it a million times.
Right.
Realize this is tough code. You can only load one .NET in a process. And so we can't have both .NET Core and .NET Framework running together in the same process because you get type collusions and all this kind of stuff. So what's actually happening here is we take the WinForm form and we shoot it off to an external process. We serialize it over there. It makes the window, and we then pin the window inside of Visual Studio. and then those two processes talk back to each other.
So the designer is happening out of process.
It's out of proc.
Very cool.
Because it has to run on .NET Core.
So we've got some people who are actually having to go and update like 30,000, 40,000 desktops so that their machines can go and have that version of .NET that they can go and run WinForms. So the team has written it, the code is done, they're like, okay, great. Now everybody put .NET 4.8 on 3,000 machines or 30,000 machines. Well, we can't, and then we're going to block for some period of time. All those problems go away. Oh, we've got 4K displays, and this doesn't support high DPI. We've got that support. The ability to go and bring all of these projects forward in time is really, really cool. And then mix and match things with XAML islands.
Exactly. So we're just going to briefly talk about C#8. We're not going to go into it in depth because Mads and Dustin have a talk on this tomorrow.
They surely do.
And so we're going to skip this pretty quickly.
Should we, though? Should we? It's like a poem. You have to absorb it. You got to read it multiple times and feel it in your soul. What is that?
So ranges let you actually specify you want part of something, not all of something. So you can actually give it the beginning and the end.
That's the args from 2 on.
2 on, yes.
Yes, sir.
Imagine you do a for each, and you only want some of the stuff from the for each. You don't want the whole thing. Today you have to go convert that to a for loop,
right?
And go figure out the indexes. Now you can actually put a range on a for each as well and say, give me just some piece of that.
I dig it.
Nullable reference type. This is my personal favorite feature. They're going to go into it deep tomorrow.
Yep.
This allows you to turn a feature on that basically enforces you to make null checks in your code.
You have to read that like customer
and
might be null.
And notice there's a yes.
Just saying.
Async streams is another one. We did async await features many years ago. We've now brought that to IEnumerable, and so you can see the async enumerable there. I'm going to skip through these. The switch expression.
You can't go through the switch expression like that.
Sorry.
I mean, I know we've got things to do, but that's amazing. You're switching on the object customer, which has first name and last name. It's deconstructing it and saying if it's null, then do this. If just last name is there, do this. Otherwise, do that. That would have been this much code, and now it's that much code. That's really neat.
Yeah. So.
See, they're applauding the switch statement.
That switch statement would have taken this group of customers, and it would have been Scott Hanselman, Scott Hunter, Mr. Smith, and Mr. Jones, or Mr. and Mrs.
Mr.
Yes,
Mrs. Jones. Got it. Now, what's with the grammar checker telling you that customer is bad grammar?
We turned the nullable thing on.
Green is grammar,
and
right?
so it's saying that customer could be null, because customer has a question mark here.
It knows that it could possibly be in a state that null would happen. It's warning you ahead of time. Okay? So if customer is not null, do some stuff. Are you really going to move that all by itself into a thing?
I'm going to do that.
Yeah? Okay.
Look at that.
All right.
No fakery here at all. No trickery.
Yeah, I love it.
And that's nullable, enforcing that nullability.
Couldn't have put that on one line, God forbid.
So just back to
Yes,
slides.
sir.
He complained about this morning, too.
I was like, you don't need to put it on
Let's talk about ASP.NET. We added a bunch of cool stuff in ASP.NET Core 3 as well. We're not just stopping with doing desktop. We have gRPC, which stands for Google RPC.
What?
Google RPC. So historically, we've had things like .NET remoting, and we've had WCF, various other ASMX. We've had a various flavor of ways of doing RPC calls with .NET. The cool thing about using Google RPC is an open project that some people from Google started. By doing Google RPC, it means you can build your backend in .NET and call it from Go, or have a Java backend and call it from .NET. So the cool thing about this tech is it crosses all the languages. And so we think it's a pretty cool tech, and we're contributing to the open source product.
We surely are. And this is really important because there is the RESTful style of doing things, and there is still value in high-speed binary remote procedure calls. So if you're in that space and you want that kind of contract-based RPC service, I worked in that space for many years in banking. Google RPC and gRPC support is fantastic. And again, works across languages and platforms. It's fantastic stuff.
Worker service. ASP.NET has always been associated with UI. You know, it's MVC or it's Razor Pages.
Right. ASP.NET exists to get angle brackets on a screen.
On a screen.
Yeah.
Even though we've had Web API and other things, there's been a lot of feedback that we need to even be more basic. And so worker services, I want to build a long-running process that might run as a microservice. It uses all the facilities of ASP.NET. You get ASP.NET, you get dependency injection, configuration, you get logging. but it gets more directly to your code.
Right. I want a microservice. I want a little console app or a little simple thing that does some stuff. I want a worker service, but I want just the facilities of ASP.NET that make me happy.
Yeah, I don't want to see views and controllers and all that kind of stuff.
So that's actually a, yeah, well, you have a demo of that? Oh, lovely.
So switch over here.
Lovely. And you yada, yada, yada over the web APIs and identity part.
I did.
We'll
Because
return.
we have 15 minutes, and we still have to talk about the next version of .NET, sir.
Oh, my goodness.
So,
Am I switching over to show them things?
yes.
Okay.
So this is a ASP.NET application, but you'll notice it's in one file, program.cs. There is no
There's no
controller
Razor
folder.
folders. There's no startup.cs.
There's no startup.cs.
You put it in one file.
It looks like ASP.NET. If I'm in development, do this. Turn on routing. Turn on default files, static files. But now there's this new endpoints map, where I basically say I want to define what a URL looks like, and when I do that, go just call this code.
Right. So someone goes and does a get to send /thing/lat long client. You're going to go and chop that up. There's no routing. This is routing, but it's a clean, terse way of routing. And we've seen ways like this in the past with things like Nancy. There's lots of different ways to express how you want to do that. And I like that you've got it in one single file. I'm going to name mine server.cs. And you just have server.cs, and you run a tiny service.
That's it.
With all the facilities of ASP.NET that make me happy, but none of the weight. I don't have any Razor in here.
There never was any weight, but there's a perception of weight.
Perception
because more
of weight.
files is
Perception
weight.
of weight.
And so this is a small microservice-y .NET Core web app.
Right. But I've gone and got a very, very clean pipeline here. When we say no weight, we've only included the bits that matter, and the other bits just simply never get into the pipeline.
But literally the app fits in a page.
Yeah.
Here's the app running.
Nice.
It's a map. But let's go back to VS.
It is a map.
And I've got another thing here. I've got that same app we had before, but I now have this await where I calculate the happiness. Now I call this microservice right here. So let's start the debugger on this.
Okay. This is very exciting. What's happening? Da, da, da.
And so that same app's going to come up before that we showed you. I'll go to review. I'll type a character. Breakpoint hits. We're going to update that map. You can see I'm making my web request back to the microservice. I'll continue again. My microservice just got called.
Okay.
And boom, there I am. So we thought it would be cool to actually show this live on stage. So if
Can I tweet this?
People want to, we've got this URL here, blazorml.azurewebsites.net. You can go to that.
/review. Putting /review. I'm going to tweet that. We're going to break the internet.
Like that. If you're trying it on your device, that would be great.
Okay. And then
I have this web page,
I'm submitting.
and you can see Hanselman's right there. Well, I see someone in Android. I see Android's going off. So as people around the world try this,
We'll see if it happens. Go here. I just tweeted, go here. I want to see someone elsewhere.
so if you're
You have to give them more clear instructions. Go here, type
something and press submit.
And press submit. Otherwise, I put in poop and it was negative. Which is
Anyways.
good, which means the machine learning model is working.
We'll show the dashboard again.
We'll look at the map in a second. Oh, we have no time.
We have
we'll
no
come
time.
back to the map because I want to see.
We'll show you what the map looks like after we've done this for a bit. So let's go back to the slides real quick.
All right, back to the slides. So that review that we showed before, when you hit review, that's going over to that, and it's going to show up on the map live. All right?
Okay, so
We are on demo worker service.
next will go to pizza.
Ooh, this is good. This is a good one. Okay,
So talk about Blazor.
Blazor. So Blazor is really interesting, right? So when .NET runs everywhere, maybe .NET could actually run everywhere. What if you went and took the .NET runtime and then compiled that into WebAssembly, or WASM, W-A-S-M, and then built a style of user interface on top of that? If you abstracted away the modern web, the things that you need to know, like Angular and React and Vue and stuff like that, and you took the stability and the consistency and the concepts of .NET and made that run not on the client, but not on the server, but on the client, but then separate it such that you could actually optionally run the runtime on the server or the client. You get a really, really interesting environment where you have strongly typed, C# code that runs on either the client or the server. You can share your C# code with the client and the server. And again, the WebAssembly stuff is totally optional, but it doesn't require a plugin. It doesn't require a plugin. Remember that Silverlight and Flash and Java tried to bring a runtime into the client. The whole point was we wanted that feeling, but we didn't want all of the administrivia that happens when you bring a runtime into the client. Now, the internet basically happened. JavaScript became a standard, and we can bring all of that WebAssembly into basically any browser, even on a mobile browser, and have this really amazing UI experience. And you've got a pretty sophisticated application that we'll share the source code for. This is our pizza app. What did you call this?
Blazor Pizza.
Blazor Pizza.
And so what's cool about this app is this is a ASP.NET application, but it's not going to feel like a MVC or web form application. It's going to feel like a SPA, because it is a SPA.
It's going to feel like a single-page application, except you didn't have to know any of that stuff in order to do it. So you've got that rich experience that looks like an app. You could even write a PWA or progressive web app in this if you wanted to, and hit order and put that stuff in there. It's a good-looking, solid application. You could imagine someone writing this in your Angulars and your Reacts and your Views, except you can go and write this in Blazor and then run it entirely on the client side if you wanted to use the optional WebAssembly stuff. Or you can just move it to the back end where the code runs, and then we open up a SignalR, a WebSocket between the front and the back. So take a look at this code. This is really interesting.
But what's cool about that app is that app did not use AngularJS or React or Vue. That app was just all C#. There was C# running on the client, and there's C# running on the server.
Is this one running on the client or the server right now? Is this a server-side?
This is a server-side app.
Right. So see, Blazor boot. Hang on. No, this isn't. Is this server-side? Look, there's DLLs loading.
It might be the client side.
Yeah, look at that. Look, .NET loaded inside of the client side. So this one's actually on the client side. And that's the thing that's great about that. You're getting location transparency depending on how you want to run this app. You get a lot of choice. Look at this here. It says nav link. That purple element right there that says a navigation link, the link for Get Pizza or the link for My Orders. You can go and then find nav link as a component, and that is shared elsewhere. Here, let me go. Can I go to My Orders? Am I allowed to open any of these?
There's a couple open already.
Yeah, so the configure pizza dialog. When that dialog popped up, some of them are Blazor controls that are binding to other things. So for example, that input there that said the minimum size and the maximum size of the pizza, you get that really great experience, that data binding experience that you're used to when you're doing other platforms like WPF or UWP.
Okay, we're gonna.
Are you gonna cut this short? I want to talk about this.
He wants to talk about this, but I'm going to cut him off.
I'm shaking my fist. Go ahead.
So, and I'm actually going to skip through this too because we are down to time.
Well, yeah. So .NET.
So
what comes next?
The question is, what happens after we ship .NET Core 3 this year? What's the next version of .NET? What are we going to do? So I think about the history here. In 2014, we were all struggling in the team about we have all these .NETs. We have .NET Framework, we have .NET Core, we have Xamarin, and you have to share code between them, but you can't because we have these things called, it's just too hard. Portable class libraries that didn't really work. And so in 2016, we created something called .NET Standard, which was a reference API guideline that basically all the .NETs have to implement these APIs, this spec, to be called a .NET. And it makes it easy to share code across all these platforms. We were thinking this year, wouldn't it be easier if we just did that? So had a .NET that actually took the best of all those runtimes and put them together. So we have a runtime that can be either JIT or native. One BCL, we were actually making different base class libraries for all three of those .NETs and still stick on top of .NET Standard, and we call that .NET 5. It supports all the app types. So one .NET can be used for building a Xamarin app, or building an ASP.NET app, or building a desktop application. One BCL. One tool chain. The new style, easy-to-read CS proj files work for mobile applications, work for desktop applications, work for web applications. We take the jitter that we have for, or just-in-time compiler that we have for .NET Core, and we take the native model from Mono and put them together. And because we actually took some bits from Mono, you get to actually call Java code or Swift code directly from .NET, which you would never think you could do. I do want to be clear. What's not in .NET 5? WebForms, WCF Server, and Windows Workflow will be on .NET Framework 4.8 only. We have no plans to port these. People might ask me, why will I not port them? It takes years of time. And even if I port them, even with the years of time, they won't be compatible. Even that WinForm designer I showed you, all the existing controls out there aren't going to work without the Telerix of the world and the DevExpresses and Component One. All those vendors are going to have to change their controls to work with that. All these products have had the same problems. But we have recommendations. Blazor, which we just showed, that's our recommendation. If you're a web form developer and you want to build a brand new application with Core, use Blazor. We talked about gRPC, Google RPC earlier. If you've got WCF server code or remoting code, you should look at that and see if it'll fit your workload. And then the community has actually picked up and taken Windows Workflow, WF, and actually ported it from our reference source code and made an open source version. And there could be open source versions to some of the other libraries as well, but we want to be clear what's not in 5 and what's not coming. But where we land with a unified platform where whether it's desktop, mobile, cloud, web, IoT, gaming, AI, any of it, it runs on one .NET, which is .NET 5, and runs on .NET Standard. Hanselman's enjoying the graph over here.
Sorry, the map is coming from all over the world. I'm taking a screenshot.
Let's talk about schedule. People always ask us, when is .NET 3 going to ship, .NET Core 3 going to ship? It's going to ship in September. And we will have the LTS build of it, the long-term support build of it, in November. But one of the questions people ask me all the time is, the .NET schedule's all over the place. You have a .NET, some years you have 2 .NETs, and some years you have 1. Wouldn't it be easy if it was predictable? As a customer, you could know when the next .NET came. And so we're also announcing today that we will go on a yearly cadence every November. There'll be a .NET 5 in 2020, November, .NET 6, 2021. Every other year will be an LTS. So you have 4 years of support for each of the LTSs before you have to move to the next LTS. But it should make understanding our schedule super easy, super clear as we publish our roadmaps.
Do you like that? Is that what you want? I want to make sure that you're clear when you go talk to your bosses about making decisions on .NET and whether .NET's got a future. You can go and count on us in 2023.
We would have gone further if we could put more on the slide.
Yeah, the slide got too, like, it wasn't long enough. So that's pretty exciting, sir.
And then, of course, we're going to ship .NET Core in September, and we'll have a .NET Conf virtual conference in September as well to go with the RTM. So September 23rd through 25th, we'll have a multi-day virtual conference with people from Microsoft and people from the community all presenting. So save the date for that. And then the key takeaways I want people to think about is .NET continues to always expand to more and more roles. We just introduced ML.NET 1.0 today. We showed .NET for Spark in preview. .NET Core is the future of .NET. So what I would tell you is, there's a preview of .NET Core 3, preview 5 is available today, or preview 3. But what I would say is, if you're building a new application, you should really consider .NET Core. You might want to wait until September when the RTM happens, but .NET Core really is what you should use for all new applications. If you have existing applications, this is not don't go tell your bosses, we must port everything to Core. .NET Framework's not going away. It's part of Windows. We will continue to ship patches and update it. And so it's very safe to keep your old applications on .NET Framework. I want to put a call out to Jeffrey Palermo. I've got a book up here somewhere.
Yep, there it is.
Jeffrey, stand up over here, please. So Jeffrey wrote an awesome book. He and I called him a few weeks ago, or a few months ago actually, and said, wouldn't it be great to make it easy to get a .NET application running in Azure DevOps? There's nothing that shows you how to do from 0 to all the way through the thing. So he's got a new book that he's got. I've got a copy. We have a whole bunch of copies in the booth. If you come down to the booth and tweet about the book to Jeffrey, he will hand you a printed copy today and the rest of the week, as long as they last. So we have a whole bunch of other breakout talks on .NET today. We have Scott again.
Take a photograph of this slide. This is where you want to be. We've got a bunch of cool stuff. In about a half an hour, we're going to have a talk on all the developer things, which is going to be all the stuff they wouldn't let me put in the keynotes, all the fun little things. You're going to see the new Windows terminal. You're going to see new things with WSL2. You're going to see a .NET workshop thing that is going to surprise you that Maria is going to show. There might be a special guest that is only a foot tall. You want to see these talks. We're going to see the future of C# tomorrow. There is a bunch of great stuff. So take a photograph of this slide.
Okay. .NET, as you said, for everything. I'm going to show these slides. Please complete your evaluation for us.
I don't value their feedback.
I don't either. Let's go back to my machine.
Look at all the people. So that's what happened when you went and clicked on that. It showed up all over the place. Are you really? Don't switch it to Arial. No one's on a boat. Darn it! I was hoping that someone was watching this from a boat.
Nobody's in Alaska either.
Well, one of the things I discovered about this demo, and I didn't think about this, is that we don't store any of this because we can't store your location data. So if you hit refresh, it all goes away.
It all goes away, yeah.
It's only who's pushed the button since he was running that tab.
Because of GDPR
I already got a
and privacy
complaint
laws like that,
online
we don't store
that
any data at all.
Someone thought I was storing the data. I'm not.
Nothing is stored. If I refresh the browser, it'll all go away.
Yeah, it'll all go away. Cool. We're going to put all this stuff at aka.ms, and I think we said slash the Scots. aka.ms. Yes, aka.ms/the Scots. Links to everything, and I'll go ahead and update.
We'll get the deck up there and some of the demos up there.
Yep, and I'll go ahead and blog about all the details. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today, and I'll see you in a half an hour.
Thanks, guys.